The dust had barely settled on the quiet compound in Bondo when Babu Owino made his return, 2 months after the burial of Raila Odinga. The death of the long-time opposition chief had shaken the country, but nowhere had the shock landed harder than here, where the Odinga name had shaped politics for generations. Many expected grief. Few expected the kind of electrifying reception that greeted the youthful MP as he drove into the heart of Nyanza. Crowds lined the roads long before he arrived. Young men, elders, women with babies on their back, and students who had followed him through years of activism all surged forward to welcome him. It was the kind of scene that once defined Raila's homecomings. The moment Babu Owino stepped out of the vehicle, the crowd tightened around him as if reclaiming one of their own. For a region still healing, his presence felt like a spark in a place where the fire had gone dim. Babu knew the weight of where he was going. This wasn't a rally. It wasn't campaign theatrics. It was Raila's grave. It was the resting place of the man he had called mentor, shield, and compass. As he made his way there, flanked by Mama Ida Odinga and Raila Odinga Jr., the symbolism was loud enough to echo beyond Bondo's boundaries. To many watchers, this was no simple condolence visit. It was a deliberate political message.
Babu, even you, I remember we used to spend time with you and Baba at home. You were like his son, and you was actually a son to Baba, and we want to welcome you home. Feel free, feel at home, and everyone is welcome to come and give.
He did not come empty-handed. Several bulls followed behind, guided by his handlers. In Luo culture, the gesture carried depth. It wasn't just a gift, it was a pledge of respect, loyalty, and continuity. Along with the bulls came a Bible for Mama Ida, a simple but meaningful gesture for a woman who had carried both the burden and honor of the Odinga legacy for decades. Everything about his visit signaled intention, and the village elders knew it. So did Raila's loyalists scattered across the country.
Come, we sit. We want to talk to Baba. Come. Junior always welcomed me at home. Even when Baba was just free, Junior could call me and tell me, Babu, just come and sit with Baba here. May God bless you, Junior, and your family. May you continue with that great heart that...
At the graveside, the mood shifted. The charged reception gave way to a quiet that wrapped around the group. Babu stood still, hands clasped, head bowed. The chants faded behind him, replaced by a sense of transition that everyone around could feel. It was the image that circulated online later that evening. A young leader standing where a giant had been laid to rest, surrounded by a family that had shaped Kenya's political heartbeat. For many, that image said more than any political speech ever could. 2 months earlier, Kenya had watched as Raila's death reopened old wounds and exposed fresh uncertainties. The vacuum he left behind was frightening, not just for his supporters but for a country used to his steady hand in moments of turmoil. The question of succession had hung in the air, heavy and controversial. In that space, several names had been floated as possible heirs of the opposition mantle, but Babu Owino's insistence that he was ready to lead the party had stood out, dismissed by some as youthful ambition, taken seriously by others who saw a rising force.
La mwisho, jana niliona viongozi wetu wa ODM walipewa viti. Congratulations. Lakini wacha niwaulize swali. Wadozi, mliangalia huyu Babu Owino mkaona hizi tosha kiti yeyote? Kwa hivyo mfikirie hiyo, youth leader na kuheshimu, lakini hapo mbele hata Babu ametosha party leader. Tunasema
His return to Bondo changed the conversation. The crowd that morning was not simply welcoming a politician, they were welcoming a possibility. The chants, the drums, the songs that broke out as he walked back from the gravesite painted a clear picture. This was a constituency sending a message to Nairobi and beyond. They had not forgotten Raila, and they were not drifting. They were watching, weighing and signaling their readiness to embrace someone bold enough to stand in the shadow of the man they respected most. With the 2027 elections drawing near, Babu's ambitions are no secret. His interest in the Nairobi gubernatorial seat has already rattled established players who fear his aggressive style and loyal youth base. But after Bondo, his political axis widened. His visibility is no longer confined to the capital. He has stepped squarely into the national spotlight in a way that only a few young leaders have managed. What makes his emergence even sharper is the silent but powerful presence of Mama Ida Odinga and Raila Jr. during his visit. The Odinga family has always been the heartbeat of opposition politics. Their gesture, their alliances and their signals carry weight. Walking with them to the graveside was more than an emotional moment. It was a political alignment that cannot be ignored. By evening, political analysts had already broken down the image. The bulls, the Bible, the crowd, the family, the timing. Everything pointed to a young man positioning himself for a heavier load than he has carried before. Whether Kenyans embrace him as the next serious force in opposition politics remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, after Bondo, no one can pretend he is playing small. Babu Owino's return to Raila's home was not just a visit. It was a statement carved into the political landscape at a time when the country is hungry for direction. And for the first time since Raila's passing, Bondo felt alive again, sensing that the story of the Odinga legacy might not be ending, but simply shifting to a new chapter.